Hey everybody, and welcome to today's review. Today on the spot we have Mecha King Ghidorah. Famous for the one movie he appeared in, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, released in 1991. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive into this. This has been a figure that has been heavily on my radar for years. I want to say this figure originally released in 2015. Back at the time this would have released, I didn't exactly have the money to exactly afford figures like this. Now things have drastically changed. So once I found out they were re-releasing this year, I was all in for this figure. I got my pre-order in, and I'm just so happy to have it in my collection. And not to mention, I'm really looking to add more SH Monster Arts figures to my collection now that NECA no longer has the license to Godzilla figures. And I absolutely am a big fan of the SH Monster Arts Toho Godzilla figures, I should say. They're not so much the legendary ones, but the Toho classics. This is where it's at. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this review, so get ready. Alright, so it's time to go ahead and break down this box and talk about it. SH Monster Arts is never too clever exactly with the box art. I mean, I'm not saying this is not good. I mean, it's a great shot. It's amazing. Pretty simple. I mean, awesome lighting we have in the background, Mecha King Ghidorah. And it's kind of glossy exactly right here. Nothing like NECA does where they have like an original artwork or say like a poster or something like that from the actual movie. This is pretty well the bare minimum of what you expect out of SH Monster Arts. And this prototype that's on the box, it's pretty accurate towards the actual product as you've seen in the review right there. So it's one of those things that you're not going to see an amazing promotional shot like this, then after they open it up, and then after that you're going to get something that looks really bland or bad. But yes, flip it to the side though, you have Mecha King Ghidorah, and just basically it just reads the same text on the top as well. And then after that, right here, you have a shot of Mecha King Ghidorah that is in black and white right here. So this is something that is kind of cool. Backside, various different promotional shots of Mecha King Ghidorah in different poses to kind of give you an idea of what you can do with this figure, different accessories. That's pretty well that right there. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. But I do want to go ahead and show you this right here. And nothing too crazy down here, but I will go ahead and make sure that I can go ahead and flash you up close picture of the barcode. That way, if you need to go ahead and use that to help, have somebody scan it, say at a store or something like that. Also, there are various QR codes that it will go ahead and flash up. So that way, if you're watching on the TV or laptop, you can just put your phone up to it, and then after that, you can just snap it, go to the website, see what kind of information it gives you. Anything that's helpful. But that's pretty well all I can say about the box art. So the first thing that I really want to get into is the paint apps on this figure. Now, I'm going to go ahead and flash up a picture to kind of show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, to kind of compare it, but I've never exactly been too fond on how SH Monster Arts handles a lot of these metallic bits on these figures right here. To me, this is just kind of a bland, and it might actually look better on camera due to the fact of my lighting setup. When you look at this in person, though, it doesn't look as nice, though. So that's one thing I do want to point out. I always felt like NECA does it a lot better. I mean, you can look at their RoboCop or their Predator masks, and it just seems so much better throughout. This is just kind of flat and bland, and this is something that I called out on my Mecha Godzilla 2021 design a few years ago, but that one it's obviously way more noticeable because that is just simply a silver just throughout. This right here at least has a little bit of the King Ghidorah gold scales and gold coloration to kind of save it and to kind of, give it a little bit more zing exactly. Throughout, you will also kind of notice it seems to have like these little red spots on the wings right here. There's also this little, I don't know if you want to call this like a copper, I guess, right here on the interior of the wing. The back side does not have that. It's just another plain silver. The reds are used pretty subtle throughout. I mean, obviously you have them in certain areas like the mouths of the King Ghidorahs. But there's other areas around like the neck right here. I don't know exactly what this is right here. To me, this always seemed a little unique to me exactly, this bit around the neck. And then after that, you will see on the actual neck of the Cyborg King Ghidorah, we have more red going on right there. It just kind of goes all the way up, all the way to the main head that we have going on. And that's pretty well all there is to say about this right here. And one thing that kind of does bug me a little bit, and I think this is probably one of the more inaccurate things, but the feet right here, the toenails, I'll have to go back and look at the movie. It's something you don't really get a good look at, but they're just silver. I mean, gold. They're just a gold. That's all they are. So it just seems like they just went over it with another gold. I don't know if that was supposed to be. I've never paid much attention to King Ghidorah's feet in the Heisei films, so maybe it is accurate. Maybe I didn't notice it. I'm gonna go back and look at this once I'm in post production of this review right here. But the paint apps, it's all right. You know, I mean, it's accurate towards what the movie has, but it's nothing that's like just outstanding though, because I feel like what holds it back is that flat silver that it has going on. Alright, so the Articulation Department. This is where this is going to get interesting, especially with these necks. This is the first time, and honestly, before I went ahead and did this review, I did a pre-count, so I'm going to go ahead and do this on camera right here to kind of show you guys. We have a lot that we can do with this right here. Some of these points, articulation points, are a little bit more limited than others, but you have your base point, which starts all the way down here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points of articulation for the actual neck, and then after that, once you get to the head, the jaw does open up. It does seem like you can kind of rock the jaw around. Now, I don't think it bothers me when I have him on the shelf, and he's kind of like that right there. So that's something that it's supposed to. It can pop on off, and it does it for the Mecha one as well. So we're gonna go ahead and assume this is the same for the other neck, and for this one right here. Let's go ahead and kind of get him up a little bit, and then for that, we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once again, 9 bits that we have, and then for that, same with the mouth, except there is a little bit more range, it does seem like, that this can get as far as it goes. So, quite a bit right there. I think that's pretty cool. I have yet to do anything extremely unique with it, and it's one of those things that if it breaks off, don't worry, because it's not even technically broken, because you can just pop it back on. But that's for that right there. Our wings, this is kind of cool right here. Rather than just going back and forth, they do rock. I'll explain more on those in a moment once we get to the accessories bit, because the wings, you can pop them on and off. And then for that, we move to the actual legs, and go ahead and rock these around right here. So much you can do. SH Monster Arts figures. If you're a new collector and you're just stumbling upon this video, it's almost infinite what you can do, and this is where NECA gets annihilated in general, and that's amazing. Like, look at that nice range right there too with the feet and these little shin guards, almost is what it seems to be right there. So mostly, if this was a NECA figure, I guarantee that the most you would be able to do is just back and forth. Like, that's exactly how it would work right there. It's the same over here on this foot, and then also more segments as far as things go. Their thing is not favoring the bendy wires, and that's one of those things that it works for this right here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It gets a little lost in there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then, oh boy, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wow. I didn't even realize, I don't know if that kind of cut off right there. I was got my eyes off the camera screen. But we have 16 points of articulation as far as I counted right there. Maybe there's something I'm missing right there, but we have a lot that we can do with the tail. And this does pop off when you do open the figure. This is all separate right here. So that's something to note right there. There's just so many different ways you can get this figure articulated and things you can do that are going to be really unique. I mean, if you want to get it like in a flying pose, and this isn't the best example right here because it kind of, I mean, I could do better, but I can't wait till I do a little bit more with this figure. Right now, everything I've done with this figure has been pretty well bare minimal, and it's a pretty good sized boy. I mean, this collection, I mean, actually the box for this figure was bigger than I expected. I want to see if there's anything to it. It appears there's a little bit of ab articulation too in there. It kind of just rocks a bit. So that's for the articulation. That is where these figures are stunning, and if you want to get in there and get clever and be ballsy and not worry about it breaking, then guess what? SH Monster Arts is straight up your alley, and I highly recommend that right there. So while it does fall short as far as the paint apps go, and the overall sculpt of this figure is just spot on, I do want to say right there. I haven't really talked about the sculpt of this figure, but just digesting that look of the faces and everything right there, it has the full essence of the King Ghidorah, Mecha King Ghidorah, that we saw in the actual movie. So this is where this figure does excel in the overall articulation and the movie accuracy. So I want to point out this figure is about I think I paid about $324. I think that was with shipping and handling off Big Bad Toy Store. So it is quite the the pricey figure. This isn't something you're just going to go walk into Walmart and find and walk out. Go ahead and scour online. But there's still more to come for this review. I mean, I sound like I'm wrapping this up, but I'm not. We still got to talk about the accessories. Now that we're on the subject of this, let's go ahead and talk about this. We've got the accessories that we're going to go ahead and bring into play right here. But the first thing that we need to confront is these wings. So if you're going to go ahead and remove them, and please God, do not let me break this for some reason during filming this right here, but let's check it out right here. Grab at the base right here. I wouldn't recommend grabbing over here or anything like that, but just kind of grab at the base and just kind of give it a slow, hard pull right there. And you got these wings off right here, one of them. And there is your little articulation that kind of like shows right there. So I think this is really cool what they did right here, because this is something that's not common for, like, say, like a NECA figure, you know? I mean, well, yeah, NECA will go ahead and usually charge you for paying for another variation that's battle damage. But right here, though, we're going to have it all in. So we're going to go ahead and get some nice damaged wings on this figure. So stay tuned, because those are going to be plugged right in. So you've got wing A. You just go ahead and plug it on in. Hear that little snap right there, and you're okay. So there's one of them right there. And I love that all tattered and torn after the battle with Godzilla. And then wing B. Back on in, and you're okay. And look at that. That is awesome right there. I absolutely love that right there. And honestly, this is probably going to be the way I'm going to go ahead and display it. And I do like the fact, hold on, yeah, it's not exactly the same as far as the damage points. I mean, they went ahead and done it differently. So you have this one, which is a lot more heavily damaged. This one has the two holes on the the centerpieces right here, the top center and the lower center. So honestly, this is where this figure absolutely excels. Like I said, it might not be much as far as like the paint apps when it comes to metallic, but everything else, you're selling me in on this right here. I'm happy with what I paid for, and I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. And this isn't all of it right here, because we also have this bit right here where you can go ahead and open this up right here. And I guess I could have counted this as a point of articulation. And then for that, this will pop on off. And we're going to go ahead and get in there and show you what goes in there. You probably know by this point, but this is the beef of this figure right here. So there is something I want to go and confront on this. This was kind of interesting to me. I didn't really think much of it when I first saw it, but I've gotten this out of the packaging, and we have this stand right here, and this is going to be for the clamps once we go ahead and attach it to the body. But right here, you go ahead and you simply just plug this bit in right here, and it's pretty well just open, easy to plug on in. But what got me was right here is that these right here are sealed. And at first I was a little confused if this was an error potentially, but it's not technically an error. At least I don't believe it is. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be as simple as you just push it in there, and then this falls out right here. So it's supposed to be like that. If you're confused that there's an issue with your stand, it is supposed to be like that. I think it's kind of questionable to go ahead and send it out like that. But you're going to go ahead and do the exact same for this other side and just press on out. Go ahead and dispose of these as you should right here. Don't keep these around if you have toddlers. Choking hazard, obviously. And these are our final accessories that we have going on right here. We have our 5 clamps. We have the 2 that go around Godzilla's legs, about around the shin area. And then after that, we have the ones that go around his biceps up here. So you're just going to go ahead and pay attention, because as you see right here, we've got different holes right here on all these, and you're just going to go ahead and plug these into the stand. And there's the final one for the big one right there. And these are very well articulated as far as things go. I mean, they're not extreme, but just enough, though. I mean, it definitely works with there. It's pretty simple. You're not fighting these little ones. Just kind of be a little careful with, just in case there's a breaking hazard. So I do want to go ahead and say that. And to make this a little bit better right here, or for worse, depending on how you want to see it, we do have bendy wires inside this, so you can get some nice, unique poses in this. Just don't go too crazy, because, I mean, this is something that could be fragile. And there we are, all set up. It's pretty simple. I don't feel like you necessarily need to stand. If you have a Godzilla, you can go ahead and connect it to him. But it does go ahead and give you a little bit of help in case there's a certain stance that you want to go ahead and get out of it. So I can't help but praise that to no end as far as things go. This is an extraordinary figure. Probably one of the best as far as accessories go that I've gotten out of SH Monster Arts. I guess the header, kind of rivals it. But, you know, display it how you want to. You want to display him electrocuting Godzilla? Go for it. You want to go ahead and display him flying? There you go. You're all covered nearly. I don't need to list it off. It's all covered right there. So I'm going to go ahead and include as this ends and wraps up a little bit of size comparisons to other figures that have been released, whether it be NECA, whether it be SH Monster Arts, to kind of give you guys a size reference. I hope that I covered everything in this. I tried thinking this through and making sure that I covered every spot that I could to show you guys everything about this figure as we walk through. Great figure. Like I said, it is pricey. That is probably one of the issues, and probably not everybody can afford that. If you can't, hey, that's okay. Not everybody can afford figures like this. But outside that, though, I love this figure. It's easily became a favorite of mine next to my SH Monster Arts Ghidorah. And go ahead and get it if you can, you know. And if you miss out now, or if you missed out in 2015, well, guess what? This is now your moment. But if you miss out this time, maybe down the line. I don't know. I'm not going to make any promises that maybe it'll be re-released once this batch goes on out. SH Monster Arts has been releasing a bunch of old figures lately, so hey, your opportunity is not completely up. Thank you guys for joining me. Join me for future reviews. We have the Godzilla series going on. There's other things I'm cooking up along the way as well. I've been very busy with my day job, but hey, I do want to thank you guys all. Any guys that are tuning into the Godzilla series, thank you for the comments. Thank you for the remarks. I'm definitely seeing that. You guys mean a lot to me. You have a great day.